Greetings, welcome, good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is going to be a quick practice, not quite a practice session, a quick session where I will give you a primer on the five sage powers, an overview with some ways to actually put it into practice. You will be able to, after this video, choose one challenge or one activity you want to get to today and where you can more consciously plan to take that action. It can be a workout, a walk, cooking a meal, having a pleasant conversation with somebody, calling someone, getting to reading that book or checking in on that course or responding to someone, etc. So let's have a look. I would like to share my screen already, and I will show you the five sage powers, and we would choose an action. I am going to choose, for example, a workout I need to get to, Turkish get-ups. And then each of the powers, if I was sitting at a tactics table, I would think I could do that when I use that power. That power would help me with that. That power can help me in that way, and so on. So let's do this. I will share my screen. Have a look at this, and let's go into presentation mode. So you have the welcome screen to positive intelligence, the five sage powers, empathy, explore, navigate, innovate, and activate. Have a look at these. For each power, empathy, a power game we suggest is visualize the child. And you can think up, as we go through the slide, you will see any power game or any way you're going to put this virtue into practice. The virtue of empathy or compassion or kindness, call it what you want. And we use it when strong feelings are involved or emotional reserves are running low. Then we bring this explorer, this curiosity, this interest, this listening, those kind of virtues and strengths. And here a possible power game is the fascinated anthropologist at a dig. What am I going to discover? And you need to discover more about what is going on before deciding or taking action. And then in innovate, we want to create something new. We want to bring in our creativity. And we can use a game called Yes and. So we open, we're looking forward, and we want to create. So we're going to invite insights where the obvious or existing ideas do not surface. And it can be that it gets the job done, but you want a little bit more meaning out of this. So you need to think outside the box. And in navigate, this has to do with our virtues and the compass we bring. And one of the exercises or power games practices to help is flash forward. You think of when you on your deathbed or at your funeral or your service. And what would you love people to be saying of you? Praising, similarly singing your praises, your kindness, your generosity, your presence, your authenticity. And this is when we need to find alignment with our deeper values, purposes, or meaning. For example, you want to invest new meaning in something because it's starting to feel a little monotonous, even. Activate. So, what gets us to action? We want to preempt the saboteurs. So this is one power game. You think, okay, that's what I say to myself in that situation. And it tends to trip me up. So what am I going to say instead? And again, you need to take action without this saboteur interference, right? So moving on, empathize with ourselves and others, explore with deep curiosity and interest, innovate for creative options to lead positive change. We navigate among our options and choose congruent paths. And finally, activate our intentions in order to generate results. So you will look now when you need these powers, how the saboteur gets in the way is something that you will have an awareness of. And then how today we're focusing on a power practice or the power game or any way that comes to mind that you can put this power into practice or into play. And then we always want to inquire. So we ask questions for insight. And at the end of your day, each day you can do a chart that you've used or leveraged one of your powers in a certain way for a certain situation, or you noticed yourself doing it, and you give yourself some love. So here we have again the powers, and we're going to put them into practice today. Taking empathy, for example, so with the workout, that's what I'm choosing. So I want to be kind to myself, meaning I want to be that it's not just about getting it done and checking that box or being perfect. It's not going to be a boot camp experience, though. I will do the workout and I will stretch myself and I will give my all because I want to strengthen my muscles, but with love and kindness in that caring way. So I will notice and be in an embodied awareness or experience and give myself encouragement. Go for it. That's right. And allow myself to cheer and celebrate. And then we come to explore is the next one. I can think of, okay, I want to do this. What might I do differently in this workout to bring some just new possibilities? Okay, I can explore different times to do it, for example, or different ways to arrange the different reps from and the different weights, maybe in different configurations, and then navigate. So, why am I doing this? To bring trust to the table. I can navigate what else in my compass is okay. Perseverance is a value that I can bring to the table. What other values? Loyalty, that it's justice, it's a warrior practice, it's do right by me. It's compassion and healing. These are still all, and curiosity and creativity, perspective, transcendence. I'm building hope. So these are all ways I can help myself. Innovate. What new can I bring? So I can use dumbbells for a part instead of kettlebells. What new? I can dance in between. I can change a movement. And what others? So that's what we do there. And then finally, we had the activate. I will go back activate again. You want to look at, let's go back a screen. Stop the share for a sec. Let's re-navigate. There's one thing I wanted to point out. So activate, I want to do the action, right? And with activate, how would I put it in practice? So sitting now and preparing, one way is to use the skill of mental rehearsal or visualization. So I can imagine myself going through the motions of the kettlebell, I can also imagine saying those things that will counter the saboteur's negative self-talk. So celebrating, I can imagine myself going to the workout. I can imagine myself doing some PQ reps, breathing in and out 3 times and being with that. I can imagine myself saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go, or ready to rumble. I can imagine myself in first person doing the moves and feeling it in my body. I can imagine that the moments when the saboteur comes up, what I will say instead. So, and he said, "You've got this. Go for it." And it's nice. Did you see that you can use your name, and that is a strategy too to help give you some kind of perspective. I can imagine myself reminding myself of my values, that I'm choosing love here. So saying that, and I can practice saying it now. Another way to activate, I can get up now and without the weight or very light weight, just do 1 rep as a way to slowly prime myself into the full workout at its scheduled time. I can imagine myself at the end of the workout celebrating and taking that bow and maybe giving the victory sign. And then one other thing, so those are all under practice. And then at the end, what went well? I can imagine myself saying, well, what went well, even if I didn't meet the full objective outcome to all the reps, all the rounds, all the weights, for example. What went well is I'm preparing for it like I'm doing now, looking at this and how I can help myself. What needs work? Well, I think with more practice, repeated practice, I'll get there, or I'll notice somewhere where I didn't follow through on an intention. I didn't quite give myself the encouragement I intended to, for example. And what is next? At the end of that, I will make a decision, for example. I will write down or I'll put a timer or some kind of strategy that will help me work on what needs work and help me celebrate on what went well. So I need to keep on doing the creative visualization or mental rehearsal or the dry runs, for example. Okay, and that takes us then to the last slide. I want to thank you for your practice. I look forward to our practice sessions. I hope that you find this primer useful and that you take the opportunity to identify somewhere where you could do with some self-coaching and use the show, the slideshow or presentation to take yourself through the different powers and how you might to start thinking how you might bring it in. And feel free to do this with a practice partner as well. Until next time.